it was a scene like this. Here we're at Lake Lanier, but Lake Lanier and the Sea of Galilee are actually very, very similar, almost the same size, in fact. And it was on the Sea of Galilee, in their place of comfort, in their normal day-to-day life, that they decided to follow Jesus. Luke chapter 5 tells us that scene. As Peter and John and other fishermen were on the Sea of Galilee fishing, Jesus shows up. And after these fishermen had not caught any fish, Jesus tells them, throw your nets on the other side of the boat. They do so and literally catch a boatload of fish. And when that happens, I want you to see the decision that they make. Luke chapter 5, starting in verse 9. For he, talking about Simon Peter, for he and all of his companions were astonished at the catch of fish that they had taken. And so were James and John. There's John, so we have Peter and John in this scene, the sons of Zebedee, Simon's partners. Then Jesus said to Simon Peter, do not be afraid. From now on, you will fish for people. So they pulled their boats up on shore. Look at this next part. They left everything and followed him. Simon Peter, John, these other partners, these other fishermen, left what was normal for them, left what was comfortable for them, left everything that they knew and they were used to follow Jesus. See, Jesus meets us where we are, but he doesn't leave us there. He leads us to something new and something different. Sometimes, I would even say most likely, out of our comfort zone. That's what we see with Peter and John. They did it back in Luke chapter 5, and we see it again here in Acts chapter 4, that they had to leave what was comfortable, what they were used to, what they knew, to something that was so different, down a path that they were not trained for, that they were not prepared for. And that was noticeable by the religious leaders. So what is a new norm? What is a new normal that you need to step into? That's a phrase that we've been using a lot recently, isn't it? Back to normal. That we're ready for life to get back to normal. And yes, there are so many parts of life that I'm ready to get back to normal, but I don't want us to miss an important part of actually deciding, well, what should we go back to normal with? And maybe what are some new normals we should step into? Because what I don't want you to do is to go back to normal just because it's comfortable. So what is something new that Jesus might be leading you into? What is an area that you're currently comfortable in that Jesus is ready to call you out of, to leave your comfort zone and to step into something new that he is calling you to do? My wife, Becky, and I, we've been having this very same conversation. Again, we're excited and ready for some parts of life to get back to normal. But we've identified several parts of our own life and our marriage and our family, some of our new rhythms that we said, you know what, when life gets back to normal, we're not going to go back to the way things were in these areas. So I'd encourage you to think through those as well. Think through your marriage and your parenting, work, how you're spending your money, how you're spending your time, your spiritual life, all your relationships. What is something new that Jesus is calling you to step into?